Okay, so this is my first time going live on YouTube. Um, Tell me to rotate my device. If I can get it set up right. Okay, so I'm supposed to be doing a testimony for Celebrate Recovery and my church, and it's why pain is good. So I'll just start. Hello, my name is Jennifer, and I am a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, and I have been healed of my meth addiction, alcoholism, and marijuana and nicotine. I currently struggle with grief and anxiety. December 25th, 2016, I stepped foot into Celebrate Recovery for the first time. I came to support one of my best friends as she received her 30-day chip. Obviously, I haven't left. Soon after arriving to CR, I went through the 12 steps with 7 amazing women, also known as the Hot Messes. I have always believed in God, I just never knew how to give myself to Him. The relationship I used to have with God was always a relationship of ultimatums. I'll do this for you if you do this for me. Well, anyone who knows God knows that isn't how He works. Long story short, I ended up pregnant with my son, Lucian Michael Matthias. It was a very weird pregnancy. I was always very tired, dizzy, and dehydrated. He was always on my left side. No matter what I did, he wouldn't move from that side. He didn't move too much at all, really. One day during our 12-step hot mess meeting, the leader of the group encouraged one of the ladies to close her eyes and say the first thing that came to her mind. It's all kind of a blur to me now, but I think what she said was, I see an orange light and I feel drawn toward Jen's pregnant belly, and I feel like her baby is going to be so blessed. That was the first time I cried in the group. I believe my exact words were, "You guys are freaking crazy." It took over a year for them to crack me. March 9th, 2018, I went to the hospital for an ultrasound because my doctor had concerns. The ultrasound showed very little amounts of amniotic fluid, so they admitted me into the hospital and put me on IV fluid. 4 bags later, and the numbers were rising, but not enough. March 10th, they came in and told me the horrifying news about having to have an emergency C-section. And since I was only 34 weeks along, I had to be life flighted out to Medford. What I feared was going to be the worst time of my life was the funnest. I had the best C-section ever. I was video chatting people. The doctors were video chatting people. It was a blast. Lucian Michael Matthias was born at 9:54 p.m. on March 10th, 2018. He weighed 3 pounds 11 ounces and he was 17 inches long. One of my hot mess sisters went out of her way to be there for me, so I made her my +1/significant other. Due to the flu season, no one was allowed into the NICU unless it was a significant other. She was the first to hold Lucian, and we are still not even sure how it happened, but as soon as she had him in her arms, he let loose. He peed so much we thought one of the hoses were leaking. It was almost like he didn't even have a diaper on. My mom, who I hadn't seen for 11 years, was able to come from San Diego. Excuse me. And see and hold Lucian. Now that is how God works in my life today. I took a lot of pictures. Finally, we were able to go home on March 21st, the day after I was supposed to be baptized at CR. But God has His own plan. Lucian Michael Matthias passed away on April 1st, 2018, early in the morning. It was the worst day of my life. It was also one of the best, because on that day the eyes of my heart were open to God. Through all the pain, anger, sadness, laughter, and guilt, I have managed to stay strong and remain sober. But I'm not doing it alone. God put each and every one of you in my life so I don't have to. For that, I am truly grateful. On May 6th, the morning of Lucian's celebration of life, I was baptized in the name of Jesus. Lamentations 3, so great is his unfailing love. I know it may sound crazy to some, but the death of my son pushed me closer to God. The first week after his death was truly amazing. I went through all of my pictures and thought to myself, he wasn't supposed to be here alone. He was here and served his purpose. I was fortunate enough to hold one of God's precious angels. He was here for a moment, but he did so much. There are so many signs from God on a daily basis that we are so quick to overlook. Well, I couldn't overlook any signs if I tried. It was almost like Lucian telling me, "It's okay, Mom, don't go crazy. I'm still with you." Grief is good. It helps to heal. It allows us to be where we need to be in that moment. Whether sad, happy, angry, numb, silent, or loud, or in my case, morbidly humorous. That's just how I process my grief. Everyone processes it different. I surrounded myself with pictures of him. The more I focused on him, the less I felt. I focused so hard on not focusing. I was running around to the triplicate, mortuary, office supply, back to the mortuary, back to the triplicate, to the coroner's office, back to the mortuary. Deciding to cremate or bury was a very hard decision. Neither option was a pleasant one. But again, I had friends to sit with me and help me ask questions that I was too choked up to ask and to understand what I could not comprehend at the time. I'll be the first to tell you that I still don't know what is going on half the time. Mourn, for you shall be comforted. That's no joke. People wouldn't leave me alone. Thank God for that, because I needed people there. I am also grateful for all the food that kept my kids fed the first week I was lost. Thank you.